Let's check out what the voicemail of Truth and Reason had to say. You can phone us in and give us your opinions 24 hours a day. Let's listen into number one.
Sir, my name's Colonel Alan Floyd, Army retired, lifelong Browns fan. Reason for call, so much is being talked about the improvements to the defense and the offense, but no one ever seems to talk about the offensive line. I lived in the days of Dick Shafrath, Gene Hickerson, and so forth, and it would be very nice if you guys would talk about the Browns' offensive line to include blocking from with one or two tight ends playing. Thank you.
Thank you. We can't argue with a tape recording.
No.
We can, but we'd look silly. But we do. We had planned to talk about the offensive line, and there's some people who think the Browns' offensive line pretty good. Pro Football Focus thinks they're right behind the Pittsburgh Steelers in that order, and then it's Indianapolis, New England, and Philadelphia. But I'll tell you why most of guys like me don't talk about it. I don't pretend. I have a pretty good idea of running backs, quarterbacks, wide receivers. I don't think too many people even know what they're looking at when they see the offensive line. There you see Pro Football Focus says Kevin Zeitler and Joe Bitonio ranked as the top two guards. J.C. Tretter was ranked as the third among centers. It's pretty impressive. And then here's the offensive line projected for the Cleveland Browns this year. Greg Robinson at left tackle, Joel Bitonio at left guard. Then you've got Tretter in the middle, Austin Corbett at right guard, and Chris Hubbard is the right tackle projected by us.
Well, yeah, and you know, obviously Bitonio is one of the better guards in the NFL. Tretter had a really good year. The question I have is what is Greg Robinson at this point? You know, he was the #2 overall draft, washed out from two teams, not just one, twice.
Right. But he's got big money looking at him in the face if he can do it here.
Yeah, and he played pretty well the second half of last year. So, and the other one, Corbett, rookie. You know, if John Dorsey likes him, you have to be impressed with what John Dorsey did picking the players last year.
No question about that. However, and they kept Baker Mayfield dry and clean for the most part, and that's their job. We actually don't know how many hits he can take, so we got to either he's got to be smart getting rid of the ball, or that offensive line has to be better than we think it's going to be in the beginning.
It's got to be a combination of play calling by Freddie Kitchens, who did a really nice job with that when he took over the play calling, and Baker Mayfield being smart, and the offensive line doing what they're supposed to do.
That's correct. In fact, I was astounded never seeing him dirty for the most part. Maybe the first game or two when he came in against the Jets.
And then against the Steelers late in the year, he kind of got...
By the way, am I correct that they'll release the schedule sometime this week?
That is what everybody is expecting, and they're expecting a number of nationally televised
That's fine.
games.
I hope they're later in the year, though.
I kind of have a feeling that New York Jets is going to be Monday night. That'll be the 50th anniversary.
That's fine. Although that game, the original game was played here in Cleveland, but they'll take it on the road this time. I'm going to guess Joe Namath will be there.
I would think. Let's hope he behaves himself this time.
Did you ever see, or do you remember watching Joe Namath at Alabama before all the knee surgeries?
I have seen YouTube type video of it.
It's unbelievable.
Guy can move.
It's unbelievable how quick he was, and he didn't have what we all remember, where he's just falling forward and just trying to get an extra yard or two. The guy was. You could see why he was the top-rated quarterback.
Absolutely,
at that point.
He was an athlete.
And an athlete.
Throw the ball, yeah.